Hey, everybody, this is Chad Daniels, and you have landed in the middle of somewhere. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming back. Across from me, as always, is Cyrus Amundson.
Excited to be here, excited to have a guest, excited to not spend my time with you alone.
I completely agree.
Thank you. This is one of those things where we needed one of those couples retreats with another couple so we could space our energy out a little bit. And I think
space our energy out. I thought you were going to say fuck someone else. I get it. I completely get it.
You want to introduce him?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your job. This is the job. Our dynamic is Chad hosts the show. He starts it, and the rest of the team does everything else. And so it sucks that you don't want to introduce him. But
our guest today has a clip on the internet that I think about constantly because it is so fucking funny, and I can't wait to ask him
what if
questions.
it was just like a butt model fingering herself?
Yeah. I love when he sucks his own dick.
There's this clip
So
on the
good.
internet.
It's Geoffrey Asmus, everybody!
Wow, it's me. Let's go. Cyrus. I didn't know your name was
It's
Cyrus.
not.
Oh,
It
it's
is
not.
not my
I was like, are you
name. Yeah.
Persian?
The
I didn't
amount
know.
of people who call me Cyrus because of him, it's not my name.
Oh, it's just Cy.
It's just Cy.
Oh, okay. I thought that was cool, actually.
Well, then
I
it's
thought that was
Cyrus. I
cool.
just like to be
I
liked.
was into Cyrus.
I like to be liked. We don't have a lot of guests on.
Correct.
I think that has to do.
Okay. I didn't
this
know I
is a
was one of
very
the
small
elite.
club. It's a
Okay.
small club. I think we when you spread out the people we don't like between the two of us, it makes for a small pool.
Yeah,
The
that's
Venn
right.
diagram doesn't go overlap a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right.
And I want to say something. We're gonna ask you a million questions, but I'm gonna say something very nice. I don't think I've ever said this to you to your
no.
face. But anybody who hasn't seen Geoff's comedy, there was a point in time in this town where there was a kind of an alt comedy movement. I'm gonna call it. There was a group of young men called the Boy Kisses.
Oh, that was awesome. I love them. Or
And
are you going to hate on them?
I'm not gonna. hate
Okay,
on
good,
them.
because I love those guys.
But I could. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
we
Now that you
could.
told me not.
Those
to.
little twink boys.
Drew Yonda with his drippy skin and Turner Barrowman with his weak disposition. No, I like
Yeah,
them. a
alt
great deal.
comedy's just alternative to punchlines.
Thank you.
That's what that
Thank
is. They're just
you.
replacing it with goofy little voices and bullshit.
They had a show in a.
And being gay.
Was it a comic book shop or?
It was in a comic book shop, Universe Games in Uptown.
It
I
was a
believe.
very, very fun show, and
Gay! Not on my show! By the way, I come in late to a lot of stuff. I like to think
I was
about
like, we're
stuff.
done with the gay riff.
I like to think about stuff.
We had to get that out. We're three white men talking. We had to call something
Let's
gay.
start
We had
there
to do it.
and let's build from there.
Yes.
We could just continue down our conversation about white women from a previous episode.
No, thank you. Let's get back to the compliment at hand.
The
Compliment.
comic book store. I remember this show. They had a different theme every week, and they'd write sketches
And they'd
about
write
it every
sketches.
single week. It was amazing.
And I liked those guys. I thought they were funny. But the interesting thing I thought about you, because there was an alt scene in Chicago at that time.
Yeah.
And there were there's always alt scenes everywhere, but they were all kind of doing a little bit of the same stuff. And I remember the first time I saw you there, and then the second time I saw you was at the 10,000 Laughs Festival, like 100 years
I think
ago.
I opened for Chad, actually.
It was a long.
It might have been
long-
at the Parkway Theater, now that I think about it, actually.
It was a long time, but I remember seeing you and thinking that and this is no disservice to the Boy Kisses or the people in Chicago or anywhere else, but I remember thinking what everybody was trying to do, you were authentically that thing from the moment you were a human being. Like
yeah.
Your comedy is so funny and smart and weird and interesting, and now you go, because otherwise I'm gonna start.
Well, I
French
think those
kissing in my-
guys-
Yeah, he brushed his teeth before the show.
I
and
brushed my
was
teeth
like,
before
what
the
fuck
show.
is going on?
I don't want to know. I didn't know
I
what was
got
going to
nervous
happen.
for you.
He already said the gay thing, and everybody laughed, and it's cool that it's cool, and so
I will say this. I will say that you hear this all the time. Well, people go like, "Oh, I got lucky." Oh, you didn't get lucky. It's hard work, right? You hear
Yeah.
that all the time. I see your schedule If you don't know his schedule, it goes, you know when you're in a city and comedians will make fun of a town to get a laugh?
Yeah.
Of the local reference?
I'm doing that town 3 times a year.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
But you're also playing all the cities. Like, you are going to all these, and I think that makes you such a better comic because
You have to do the other cities.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
Yeah.
otherwise you're in a bubble and you're just getting one point of view from the crowd. You go to,
Keokuk.
Yeah, exactly. Keokuk.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
love
I was going to say.
Keokuk, Iowa. Yeah.
You go there and you have, different reactions to different bits, I bet. And you
Yeah.
know if you need to tweak something.
Right.
Yeah.
I used to read the Bible on stage, and you go to Joplin, Missouri, and you gotta fucking change that shit up real quick. You can't.
You just gotta
can't
go.
do
You just
that.
gotta go to the Old Testament.
No, you can't make fun of it. You have to be like a sincere. We're gonna start the show with a Bible reading. That's how you gotta do it. We're gonna
very
a sincere
sincere.
reading. Yeah, you got. Well, the alt guys, they taught me I think they're very funny, but I think they refused to sell out a little bit to also do clubs. And I was like, I'm gonna do the middle of alt and club, so you can do both.
Yeah.
Because I think some people pick one or the other. I think it's better to do both.
Sure.
I think they taught me a lot, but then also doing the clubs teaches you something too.
Yeah.
I think I learned a little bit.
That's how
from
you become a
both.
man of the people.
Yeah, exactly. A man of everyone. I
Yeah.
don't care if you're a short-haired lesbian or like a
Tall-haired lesbian.
tall-haired. Lesbians love me.
You gotta. Yeah. You
They
got
think they
that.
could have my way way with me.
Do you,
They can
yeah,
do what
I was
they
just gonna
want.
say. Do
They
you think
can
it's because you don't feel threatened?
Yeah, I can't commit a hate crime against them. They're like, he might be homophobic, but he can't beat us up. Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah, you have a lot of anybody who has Billings, Montana, and Hendersonville on their schedule, like within a 3-month span. That is a commitment to doing comedy
Yeah,
in
no kidding.
places.
I just did River Falls, Wisconsin last night. Amazing.
great
Johnny's
Colin
Pub
Ryan.
and no, that's Eau Claire.
Oh,
I'm doing Eau Claire on Sunday.
You did the River Falls, the tiny weird side room
Yeah,
in the
I
bar.
do it every year. I love it.
It's
Yeah.
a great. That's actually
it's
a great
like my
show.
favorite show
I've
every
done
year.
that. Yesterday coming in here, I followed somebody that said, proud parent of River Falls UW. And I thought, when you drive like this, you should not tell people where your kids go to school.
Right. Also, you're proud they went to like the D school of Wisconsin. You couldn't get into Madison or Milwaukee.
There
You
are
went to River
UWs
Falls.
everywhere. It's almost like a
Yeah.
participation ribbon
Exactly.
at that point.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I went to
just go to
UW
JUCO.
Platteville. Okay, come on. Got to get it together.
So you read the Bible on stage.
I
but
did. I don't do that anymore. I should bring it back though, but I did do that. For
What a
years.
time to bring it
But
back.
how
That was
come?
a time. I just ran the jokes got in the special and then I stopped doing it. I should bring them back though. I honestly think there was a couple verses that I really liked. I should bring them back.
But for the people,
I used to read the Quran too. That one I will probably leave in the past.
Oh,
That one I would probably.
fucking
I used
great.
to throw the Quran and
equal opportunity.
equal opportunity.
That's great.
Because there's like a phrase. It's called the Shahada, and if you say it in Arabic like 3 or 5 times, you become Muslim. So I would get the crowd to say it with me, and then say I converted them to Islam.
It's 3 times Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I think it was 5 times
5
actually. I
times
think it
for
was
that.
5
Yeah.
times
5
the Shahada.
times.
Some people got really mad, and that one
That's-
had to be retired.
It's so funny. They're like, I am not. You're like, no, it's the rule.
It's the rule. Sorry, Allah wills it. That's
There's
just
only
how it
one
is.
God up there,
Yeah.
so you're fucked.
And it looks
now.
like his name just changed. That was a tough one.
but you do that. So you have you went for religious studies.
I did study religious studies in Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah.
What did you want to do with that?
I just wanted to graduate. I wanted to be a professor. It's kind of like an endless cycle. You
Okay.
study it so you can teach it to other people,
Okay,
kind
gotcha.
of, I guess.
It's kind of like pedophilia that way.
In a way,
You
yeah.
just learn it and you pass it on.
Yeah.
It's like
suppose.
that in the military, PTSW. You beat your wife, then
Yep, it's
your
just-
kid sees it, they beat their wife.
Why don't we
Yeah,
clip that?
Yeah.
That's obviously going to do great on
Viral.
YouTube Shorts. Let's clip that.
No, yeah, I studied, yeah, but Madison, it's a very liberal college. It's a very, the religious studies department, I think the school has 45,000 students. There were 7 kids in the religious studies department. It has since been discontinued, I believe. I think I got an email like it's no longer happening.
They just stopped asking
They've
for
decided,
money.
God's not real. We've decided that in Madison. There is no God. It's not worth pursuing.
I was just in Madison, and I think a lot of the students are marching for Palestine.
I
right
think
now.
they are, yeah,
and
definitely.
ballsy because they have
Yeah.
their faces covered
Yeah.
with handkerchiefs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, they have to do that now. Yeah.
Did you have to?
Well, no, you don't, but they'll dox you. They'll take your face. They have drones that can take your picture of you now and stuff.
Let's go ahead and clip this for YouTube Shorts. Maybe just
viral on viral.
Maybe
I like
just
knowing stuff.
Let's
I
clip
think
the
I think that
setup
was
that
good.
Chad did and then separately the response. Hey, you guys, in the 90s, they used to blow up abortion clinics. Chad, go.
They should have. Where's my camera?
So where did you go from, I don't want to be Byron Allen here, but where did...
That reference barely hit for me. Okay, it took me a couple seconds.
But it did hit, right?
That's the black dude on Comic View or something.
That's Brian
Almost.
Allen.
Brian
No,
Allen.
I'm kidding.
No, is it? Oh, is it? I was like, they all look the same. I'm kidding.
I feel good
and
that
sound the
it's
same.
still...
And I love them all. Clip it.
I have
Flip it.
I'll tell you something though. I did one time say, "Hey, you look like this person," to a black guy, and he's like, "'Cause I'm black," and I go, "Well, kinda."
It is a
It
part
does
of
help.
the look.
It does help
like
that
people
your
say-
skin tone is the same.
People say I look like Timothy Chalamet because we're both white and we're both very attractive. And
Exactly.
it happens all the time.
I said, "Look at me."
It's
Yes.
not- yeah.
yes.
I give
I see it,
Chalamet.
yeah.
I give Chalamet.
Yeah, you give up a hard Chalamet.
Wouldn't mind you riding my worm. Clip it.
Thank
Come
you,
on.
Justin.
Clip it.
Don't clip that. Clip
No.
it and paste it to his coffin after he shoots himself.
What the hell?
It's been a hard bunch of
Wow,
episodes
here
to
we're
get here
going.
today.
Okay.
Have you?
Okay.
Oh, you've done a bunch today.
No,
So you-
just
oh,
in
I
life.
thought you guys were like sick of each other.
No,
I thought
just
that's
in-
gonna happen.
we are.
We
But
are.
Not from today,
But
from
it's
the last 6
7
years.
years?
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's Geoff, I don't know if you've ever launched a podcast to acclaim and then rode that lower to where you are right now. But it is a journey that'll strengthen a bond.
It's sometimes tougher to do than success.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you
People don't
keep
talk
coming
about
up with
that.
stories after 6 fucking years.
Thank you.
Of course, the first year was good. It was the first 40 years of our
We have
lives.
all the
Right, you have
stories
every
from our
story of your
life.
life, yeah.
Thank you. It's kind of like how Pearl Jam was like, let's go after Ticketmaster and, stop doing music videos. And that's the only band from Seattle where the guy didn't kill himself. So we're basically trying to not kill ourselves.
I don't think it's anything like that. Let's talk about.
I just think at huge success, and I don't want to cut him off.
I think you all could easily still kill yourselves. So let's not rule that out. I think that's still on the table. The gun's still on the table.
And
Can we just make sure we know that he was looking right at Cy when he said
Yes,
that? He
I
never
think-
once looked my way.
I think Chad's
Yeah.
more stable. I
Thank
think he's
you.
more
But I'm
stable.
going to tell you,
There's no
I
question.
think when we do kill ourselves, we're the right height for the 2-for-1.
Oh yeah.
I just get right behind him like a domino.
like you're
Yeah.
gonna whisper something to the back of my head.
Chad, yeah, and we both go back together. We fall onto the raft, and somebody pushes us out to sea.
Oh, I envision it in like a Red Roof Inn. I don't know why, but I envision it after you do like a VFW benefit or something.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah.
mine was near the ocean.
I think you're in Minot. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be in Minot.
I think the VFW Minot benefit is probably like
Is that-
community service for some of the shit we've said.
Well,
Is
half
that
of them
what-
are killing themselves too after the show.
Is that
Veterans,
where we
it's
were?
an epidemic.
Is Minot where we were? Was that the benefit?
Did you actually do one in Minot?
Where was-
I just made that up.
So one of the first times he and I ever did the road together 40 years ago, he
seems
brought
like
me
that.
with to this. I think it was a weapons supplier. It was a government contracted. Remember, it was a corporate event.
Is that where I had to fight the guy?
We sit
Raytheon Corporate.
We
Wow.
sit down at this dinner table with somebody that Chad knew who booked it and that person's husband, and we're all talking football. He and I like football. And at that point, Tavares Jackson was our quarterback.
Oh,
And we had bought in, Chad and I had bought into Tavares
to
Jackson.
T-Jack. Wow.
Because
he was good at bouncing the ball to the
Yeah.
receiver. Yeah, he was good at that.
We like hope. And this guy's just talking about football, and then he just, in the middle of because if the receivers can play better, and that quarterback, he moves around pretty quick because they got a bone in their leg.
Oh no!
Oh, I do
The
remember
classic
that.
calf muscle, the extra calf muscle.
They're
yeah.
built different, and then he added
That's
the
so funny.
because the way white people are from not the jungle, and they had, and it was that sort
They
of
needed
stuff.
to run from the leopards.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
People they think that. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but you didn't say, and I looked at you and I was like a son, like what do we do here, Dad? And then you didn't say anything, and I was kind of a disappointed son.
Sure.
And then you waited to be up on stage in front of everybody and said thank you to that woman and called the man out in front of everybody who worked there.
I do remember that.
And it was, and I was like, oh, that's how you do it. That's how you make sure we don't come back to this town.
That's like The Colors, where Sean Penn is like, let's go down there and get all those guys. And he goes, there's a bull and his son on top of a hill, and the little bull says, "Hey, Dad, let's run down there and fuck one of those cows." And the dad says, "No, son, let's walk down there and fuck them all."
Wow.
I like that
I
one.
like that a
I like
lot.
that
I like that a lot. That's a beautiful war story.
I would like
from
you
guys.
to talk more. So
Okay,
I'm going to
yeah,
ask
well,
you some questions.
Okay, ask me some questions. Yeah, let's do it. I love being asked questions.
And it's going great. Good way to pull it over there.
Absolutely. Thank
Okay,
you.
Take it away.
So you read the Bible on stage. You read the Quran. What is
Yes.
one of the most scared moments you've ever had on stage from shit like that you've pulled?
It wasn't. I don't think it was. I can't remember what era of my career this was in, but there was a time in Chicago. This was right before COVID, I think, at Laugh Factory. You guys ever been to the Laugh Factory, Chicago? There was I was doing an abortion joke. It wasn't. I can't remember what it was. The guy got really mad. Big bowling ball of a man wearing he stands up, takes his shirt off to reveal a wife beater underneath, and then I make a terrible joke. I'm like, "You should have been aborted." It was kind of not my best riff. And then he starts like, he's coming to the stage. And literally that day, the Laugh Factory had been around for 12 to 15 years. That was the first day they hired a security guard, or I would have had the shit beat out of me. This guy was about to rip my fucking hat, and I'm just like, "I'm sorry, sir." I'm like apologizing. It was so embarrassing. It was true. And then in Nashville one time, a guy tried to storm the stage because I said he had a chicken nugget body or something. I think I made fun of Trump. I made fun of Trump, and then he turned around his hat to reveal it was a "Make America Great" hat. And then I said he had a chicken. And then he tried to storm the stage at the Nashville Comedy Bar next to a pizza place. Yeah.
I remember
Terrifying.
I was in, I think I told you this story, but I was in Tempe.
Yeah.
And I said, it's so weird when you hear people go, immigrants are lazy. Because it's like, have you ever walked from Ecuador with one bottle of water? Like, that doesn't seem lazy to me.
Oh, that's funny.
And then this guy yells out, well, they probably have a Biden T-shirt on. And I go, no, sir, they'd have to have a Trump T-shirt on because they send the losing T-shirts to third world countries. And immediately you can hear bottles break. And I go,
no.
he's on the move.
Oh, he was moving.
Yeah,
towards you?
he obviously like fucking threw his table aside because all the glasses broke. And I go, all right, here he comes. I'm ready.
Did they get him? They
Way
intercepted him?
before. He didn't even make it into the
Oh, my
light.
God. That's a great line,
That place
too.
rules.
Oh,
That place
man.
rules.
Do you?
That's a great line.
I've been at your shows, and your crowds are way younger.
I would say, they're probably, I'm 34. They're probably with 25 to 35, I'd say.
And you make fun of
Mostly men, thank God. And their girlfriends who they drag, who have much less fun than the men. That's not true. I'm trying to get the female portion up, actually.
I know
so
a woman who very much likes your comedy.
I'd say it's about a third women. That's good. That's good.
Third.
There's some like you go to like I'm not actually I shouldn't say names, but you go to some male comics. It's all men. And
Let's
that's
do
bad.
names.
You don't want that.
Throw the names
I was
out.
about to throw some. I'm
Don't
not gonna
do
say.
it.
We're not
Don't
gonna
do
do
it.
that.
Theo Vaughn.
No, he's hot. They want to fuck him. There's women there. for
Right.
There are so many women at Theo Von
Yeah, there's a
shows.
lot. See, my shows, I know the women think I'm funny and they don't want to fuck me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a mid-looking guy, so that's good.
Oh,
they're
don't
there
do
for
that
the
to
comedy.
yourself. You got that Chalamet energy. Are we still running with that one?
Yeah, he's like gay.
Well, cool.
That's
I
cool.
don't think so.
No, he's not at all. But he's like that
Wasn't
new.
he humping one of the sisters?
Which sister?
Nope, don't do it.
Oh, the Hadids.
No, I thought
The Jenners.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he's very much not gay at all.
Oh, okay.
America's
We have to say that
number
to
one
him because
podcast.
it makes like men like me feel better.
For pop
Oh, he's
culture.
gay for sure. He's
Well,
fucked more women in
I
one
just
day.
know nothing.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I'm like, what? I thought I saw something
No, you're
one
correct.
time.
You're correct.
Looking over the shoulder of my daughter on her Kit Kat or TikTok or whatever.
Her Kit Kat. You on that Kit Kat
So
again?
Fucking old.
But you make fun of like every. I don't even want to say both sides. I want to say like every angle of everybody.
Sure, I
Do you-
try to be.
Do you think like because my nephew is 30 and I find he and his friends take shit so much less seriously than every 40-year-old person in this country? Do you feel like where you say something about Trump or Biden and you have some 55-year-old guys like, well, if I and then do you?
It is older people that get mad about
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I just feel like 30 and younger in this country right now are like, say it. Who gives a
I
fuck?
think-
We're so tired of these old
Yeah.
fucking stubborn in their ways assholes. Make fun of it all. Who gives a
I
shit?
think 34 and under, we might still vote, but we don't actually care. We're like, we do it because we want the sticker. You got to post about it. But I think most people have kind of checked out.
Yeah.
I think we're like, no one's excited about it.
No.
45-year-olds are like, don't listen, my fucking guy. And we're kind of over that. It's just good for comedy. I think it's good. Yeah.
And then Gen Z just giggles.
Yeah, Gen Z doesn't. Yeah, they don't.
We were
care.
talking about that. We were watching this show called The Floor at my house, and
The Rob Lowe vehicle?
Yeah.
Yes,
All,
yes, it
all
is.
These,
Yes.
Hey, you got to wind down before bed. All these young kids, they lose, and they're like, that was fun. And I think it's because they know we're done.
Yeah, no,
right?
they know.
The sun is about to fucking fry
They're not
us,
going to get
and
to
they
35.
just don't care. Yeah,
just
They're
have
like,
some fun.
It's so fun to giggle.
They're doing like 45 packs of Zin a day. They're done.
Right,
No one
exactly.
cares
Yeah,
about
Zin
anything.
is big with the youth.
They don't drink beer, but they'll put 19 Zin packets in their mouth at once. They've like picked a different way to die. It's weird. Or vaping, they get popcorn lung, but they won't have a Corona. It's like very odd.
Do you think? Because they're probably capable of doing that because by the time it burns out, they will have lived some version of a life. They won't maybe get to the full Monty, but they'll have had a run. Do you think the generations younger them, like they're 7 or 8, and we're like, we're almost near the end? That's a different vibe when you never get to be.
That's sadder. They'll never even get to have like a hand job at a frat party. They're never gonna get to the big moments of life.
You're gonna see all these kids at a park just staring up at the sun and jerking off the person next to them. It's just gonna be a line.
Yeah, it's like they're only 11, but let them do it. They don't have much time. They don't have time to go to
Here it
prom.
comes.
Yeah, we turned prom to 4th graders. They got to do it now. They got to fuck.
Look the other way. Let them drink.
Yeah, it is very sad.
You brought up something when I just asked you about stories
Yeah,
before this, and you brought up getting mugged in Chicago.
I did get mugged in Chicago.
May I please hear that
Yes,
story?
so it was 2020. It was like June or July 2020. So it was like lockdown. Chicago was locked down. And here's the thing. You weren't supposed to have gatherings, but we had a weekly poker event with about 15 people every week. And we probably killed a couple people, but that's fine. It's fine. It was fun. I did the poker thing. I won a ton of money, like $150, but that was huge for me. And hammered drunk. I was just hammered walking home. Pretty safe neighborhood, Lakeview, Chicago. It's one of the safer neighborhoods. I had like a 15-minute walk home. Put on my Dre Beats headphones. I'm dancing along, listening to some music, and this like tall white guy legitimately looked just like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Looked just like that guy. He's walking next to me, and I'm like a naive suburbs kid. I didn't really understand what was going on. I'm like, I guess I got a friend to walk with me home at 4 a.m. or whatever. I didn't really put together what was happening.
It's
for
a
while.
street angel.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh yeah, he's protecting me.
Peter Pan, your shadow's back.
Yeah. And it probably had something to do with his skin color, if we're being honest, because we're all born with innate racism. But so this guy
Clip it.
He jumps in front of me and he's like says like, "Oh, give me your money." And he jumps in front of me. He doesn't even touch me, and I immediately fall over. I immediately and just fall over and break my wrist. I fall onto my wrist and break it. And I didn't know at the time, but it was terribly painful. And then he's like, he claimed he had a gun. He never showed it, but he claimed he had a gun. And then he's like telling me to give him all my stuff. It's pretty standard mugging. I give him my stuff, walk away. It seems like it's over. Pretty boring story. But then I get like 100 feet away, and he yells back, "Yo, dude, I need your help. Come back here." And I turned around and I walked back. I was like, "Oh, I forgot to give him my social security number or something." I don't know.
Do you need my thumb for my phone?
Yeah, right. It was something for the phone though.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like he needed. It was so funny. He's like, "I need your help to factory reset your iPhone," and he didn't know how to do it. He's like a tweaker. He was clearly like on PCP or something. He was like tweaking, and I don't know if you ever factory reset it takes like 15 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
I just had to click it, and then we just had to sit there watching the thing go, and we just like chit-chatted for like 15 minutes
Oh my
on like a
God.
stoop of some home on Irving Park Road in Chicago. And he's
Your
just
wrist
like,
is throbbing.
and my wrist is throbbing. I'm bleeding all over my arms and stuff because I really took a tumble. And he's just like, "Sorry I had to mug you, man. My girlfriend's got cancer or something." And I was like, "Totally, dude. Totally. I get it." And he like tells me about his life stories from Kentucky. His mom beat him. She was a drug addict. I'm like becoming sympathetic to my mugger. I'm like, oh man, it's society's fault. It's not your fault, you know. And then eventually we like say it finishes. And also my phone's on really low battery. And at one point he's like, if it dies, I'm gonna kill you. And I was like, that would be the most arbitrary reason to die.
Did he really say that?
He said, I'll kill you. I don't actually think. The more I think about it, I don't actually think he had a gun, but
I mean,
think he was saying
that's a bummer of a threat at that moment. That's
for like
your,
it's on like 4% battery. I'm like, well, sometimes it dies at 20%. So I mean, I could be gone at any moment.
Yeah, you have that thing where it's 3 and then all of a sudden your
Yeah,
phone
exactly.
shut off.
So, but thank God it got through it. And then I like gave him. I was like, I swear to God, I was really drunk and kind of shell shocked. I said, "Nice to meet you," and gave him knucks at the end. I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you, man." And then I turned around and left. And then he turns around. And he's like, "If you ever need Coke, hit me up."
you guys exchange numbers?
Well, I know my number. He's like, you know your number. Yeah, and then I just walked away, and then it was insane. I felt like such an emasculated little bitch. I didn't even attempt to put up a fight. He literally never touched me until I gave him knucks at the end. He never touched me.
If in the beginning you are absolutely convinced they have a gun, 100 yards doesn't do much.
That was my thought. That's what I thought. And later I was justifying it, but I didn't think about it. But I think it was a good thing I reset it because he could have just got on my Venmo and taken money otherwise. So it would have been. It was open first. I think I was like scrolling through it when he mugged me, so it was open already.
So you had your ears covered. You couldn't hear anything.
I couldn't hear anything. He took my headphones too.
And then you were looking down.
I don't know why. That's what I'm most sad about. They were nice. Those are good ones. Yeah.
So ears covered.
Yes.
Couldn't hear anything. Looking down at your phone. And he picked you to mug.
He picked me. Yeah. And
At
I was
4
like,
a.m..
and I was like stumbling and wearing like a golf shirt and like really short jorts. And I was like, I remember I was listening to Sheryl Crow and I was like kind of like humming along to it. I was like listening to All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun.
Can't believe I won so much money tonight.
And thank God it was all in Venmo, so I didn't get any cash. But yeah, and it was and then the next week I broke both my wrists biking.
Is that when you had the full?
I broke both my elbows, both my arms, and both my wrists. Because I didn't really realize my wrist was broken until a week later when I got in the biking accident. And then this wrist has never healed because it was like broken twice in 1 week. It's really sad.
Let's clip.
Yeah, there's a video of me with two.
Let's clip it, I guess.
Did someone jump in front of you when you were biking and you were like, "Fuck"?
It's actually kind of a funny, a divine story. Maybe it's like it was during COVID. I thought comedy wasn't going to come back. I'm a real doomsdayer. When something goes wrong, I panic.
I thought that a couple times.
I thought comedy
Yeah.
wasn't gonna come back. So I went to grad school at DePaul for 2 semesters. I went to grad school, Blue Demons forever, and
In religion?
no, I was gonna be like a professor. You had to get like education, but you have to do that. It could have been in religion, yeah. And so I was buying the GRE book, which is like the test you have to take to go to grad school. It's like this massive book, and I was biking and I put it in like a plastic bag around the handlebars. I guess you're not supposed to do that because then the handlebars get stuck in the spokes. And I just went flying on like Belmont Street in Chicago.
Oh,
if I hadn't been wearing a
Jesus.
helmet, I probably would have died, honestly. I flew like 15, 20 feet in the air and like shattered both my wrists, both my arms, both my elbows.
Oh my God.
And then I still walked my bike back home just crying because like the adrenaline. But then I had two full. You don't realize how much you need your elbows till you can't bend them. It's impossible to
damn.
eat.
Because you were on like the thing where you've got like a stick holding your arms out, weren't you? Wasn't that
Yeah.
what
I
it was?
couldn't bend the elbows at all for probably 2 or 3 weeks, and you can't wipe your ass.
Yeah.
And I didn't for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't have a girlfriend. I just had poop clinging to the inside of my ass for 3 weeks. I did my best. I like bend over and move my body, but it couldn't. That's just what it
And
was.
I'm going to say something. Under your beard, there's a lot of growth.
Yes.
It's a thick beard.
Yeah,
I have a feeling you're a hairy man.
Yes, I'm a very hairy man.
Okay.
Yeah, and it
we
was.
didn't maybe need to color that in.
Well, it popped into my head. and I
There's
wanted
a
everyone-
lot there. Yes, that's true. There are a lot of dingleberries.
Anything
the harvest is
else
plentiful.
in the world?
You don't want to talk about poop in the inside of my ass, you pussy. This is the liberal America, folks.
What?
Disgusted by the human male body, of course.
could-
If it was a woman, he'd love it. It'd be beautiful, I bet. Oh, how much poop you got on the inside of your ass, lady? That's so empowering. It's beautiful. When a man does it, I'm a pig. Suddenly.
How many podcasts have you done where you have to hold the mic and stand up the whole time?
I've never had to
Exact-
stand up.
yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Don't you love it?
Because I don't.
Just say you love
I
it
try
so
to,
it stops being a bitch
I have
about
bad
it.
posture, so it's kind of fun to try to have
force
good
it?
posture. Because I have a really bad back, so it's good to try to.
Oh,
I can't
Yeah.
believe you have a bad back after that
Couple of guys
bike
with bad
accident.
Right? Yeah.
Holy
Who would
shit.
think there'd be recurring
That's unbelievable.
injuries?
Did
it
you
was
ever
crazy.
think to like? So, I'm gonna kill some of my own stand-up here.
Sure.
For the next thing that's coming out. But one of the things, so I couldn't, when I got really sick,
Yeah.
I couldn't reach my shoulders. Both my shoulders froze, and I could only get my arms to right here.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
couldn't do this.
Oh.
And
wow.
so I remember when I called my wife, because here's the thing, this shoulder froze first. So I had one good arm and I was doing everything. And I knew this shoulder was getting worse because it went from back here to like, it's harder now. But I
Oh, no.
refused to acknowledge it. I just treated it like one of those, you see them right now on the news, those people who live in a path of a hurricane, like, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Then you just see
it's happened before.
Yeah, and then their corpses just floating down the sidewalk.
Yeah,
Probably
you
not
know
a
what?
well-timed piece of material.
Clip it.
Clip it.
Can we sidebar and say, can we be done feeling sympathy for them every year there's a hurricane?
I mean, for
You live
sure.
in the path of a hurricane. Every year they're like, a hurricane during hurricane season? Who would have thought?
And I was just surprised because I didn't know that many gay people lived in Florida. I don't know God would send
Disney,
it there. Oh,
Disney.
never mind.
Disney.
That's where they make the
They
gay people.
import
What's
Yeah.
next?
that.
A white Moana?
There's trans in the water.
So
White Moana. No, take
I've
it back.
actually started writing it. Yeah.
That would be funny.
It's no one's picking it up. So it is interesting. I think there might be people who they literally can't get out, but you see somebody who's got like a brand new Jeep in his driveway and you're like, I think you could probably get out of the path of this thing, man.
I think they want to die.
You think
That's about my grandpa said something so poignant during COVID. We were like, it was the beginning. I was like, Grandpa, why won't people just wear a mask? Like, what's the big deal? And he's like, deep down, everyone wants to die. And I think about it a lot, honestly. It's kind of a wild thing that I think. When you think about that, a lot of life makes sense. Why do people drive cars 120 miles an hour? Why do they do? They just want to die, but they don't want to kill themselves.
Yeah, they don't
They
want
want to be blamed for it.
Yeah, they want to put
exactly.
it on a hurricane.
These guys in Florida, that'd be a cool way to die.
But you couldn't. My wife's first suggestion was, she was like, because I called her up to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, I'm going to need some help. And all she said to me, she just goes, bummer. Which is a really.
She didn't help you?
She did.
Oh, she did.
She did. She's a hero.
That is a bummer, because you only go to the ass if you want to eat it. No one's going there to like, oh, I just like the smell. It's like you don't.
Let me
you want
explore. What color is the inside of your asshole?
mine.
You don't get a lot of that.
The inside of the asshole. I think it's like pink, isn't it? A little bit.
I would think.
I
so.
think
Oh,
so.
God.
Yeah, it's usually dark. I don't know.
But you didn't think to put like a corner of it? You didn't think to use anything?
No.
Okay. well,
Looking
let's-
back, I should have done one night. I almost pissed myself because I was wearing like gym shorts and they were tied a little tight, and I could not get them off because I couldn't. I was just like wiggling out. I had to like wiggle them out while I had to piss so badly at 4 a.m, and I couldn't eat. So my friend Jenna made me a long fork. She like taped like 7 chopsticks to a fork so I could like eat. It was incredibly funny to watch. I was just eating. That's the only way I could eat.
I think I've seen a picture of that.
Yeah, long fork. It was a legend. It was very fun. Those were dark times in my life. Comedy was gone. I broke 6 bones in my body. Those are a dark 2 months.
Yeah, that had to have been rough.
After I got mugged, yeah.
Then so when you studied religion, do you believe in God?
I do now. Yeah, I do, but I don't believe in a religion anymore, really.
Did you say now? Was it when the book for graduate school fucking wiped you out?
That was when I was like, I got to do comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
mean,
like that was like God being like, you have to do comedy. Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
So, good thing that happened because you're doing stand up,
Yes.
but kind of bummer
Bit of a bummer.
Mugging,
Yeah,
bummer.
it's mugging, bummer.
Let's continue down the bummer trail. Let's do
Okay, I got bummer. I got a sad life.
Well, I asked you for stories. I asked you for stories earlier, and you told me, and now I'm just trying to get you to them.
I try to go for the most traumatic. This story is traumatic. I don't know if it's funny at all, but I think we can find a nugget of humor in it. This is a thing. I didn't know this happened to me till I turned 18. It happened when I was like 10 months old or something. I don't know exactly. But I was in a car with a babysitter. My parents sat me down when I turned 18. They're like, Geoff, we need to tell you about something that happened to you when you were a baby. And they're like,
Pause.
Yeah, as I was literally as I was starting it, I was like, should I tell this story or not?
No, you tell all of it.
Absolutely.
But
Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah,
just didn't know if
absolutely.
people
I'm
wanted to-
saying pause, like, because that moment needs a bit of unpacking. Like, your parents sit you down and go, now that you're of legal age, let us tell you something that happened to you as a boy.
Yes.
I will tell you, my mom, I had her on this podcast, and I said, is there anything I don't know that you could tell me about my child? And she goes, your father wanted to abort you.
Oh, God. That's not your childhood. You weren't alive yet.
Yeah, no, I know. Listen, it's not a contest.
I know. That's crazy.
Wait a
It's
second.
just-
That's the moment you learned that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I had no clue. I thought he wanted
Everyone
to name
else
me,
knew.
He wanted to name me Elgin.
That's tough, too.
Well, it's fuck yeah. It's like,
That's
all
tough.
right, here are your options: abortion, or we call him Elgin. And she was like, fuck you, dude.
My mom did something like that recently. She's like, I'm sorry I hit you so much when you were a kid. And I was like, I don't remember that at all. I did not recall that.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
That was way back there, and now it's right
Now,
here.
now it's in the forefront. So I was 10 months old, somewhere in the Twin Cities. I don't know where. Babysitter pulls up to a gas station, gets out, leaves me in the car. She's going to get something. And somehow I'm in the car seat wrong or something. And I like wriggle out and I hang myself with the seatbelt. I'm hanging there and I like turn blue and she comes back and they get a helicopter from whatever the children's hospital and it almost can't make it because it was like a snowy day. It was like a blizzardy day and it almost didn't make it. And I like my heart and brain stopped for like 8 to 10 minutes when we were in the helicopter and then landed. I survived. I don't know. They always claim it was God for sure, whatever. But that's why they go to church every week. They say, God save me. So we have to go to church every week as a
To pay him back?
to pay God back. Yeah. Which is
That's
weird.
a
You
one
think
and-
God would
that's a-
just do it for a nice.
A lifelong thank you
Yeah.
right there.
That's a one and done for me. I go there once and I'm like, wow, that was awesome.
Thank you, God.
And
No,
then
they go every
I'm
week.
a football fan.
You just, anytime you want him to do stuff, you're just sending him pictures with a seatbelt. Like,
Thank you. But the reason they sat me down when I turned 18 is because they sued the shit out of the babysitter, which was maybe wrong. Looking back, I think it was wrong that they did that. But it meant that I got enough money to like go to college for free, basically, when I turned 18. I got enough money to like live for like 6
babysitter?
years, probably.
what is the financial background of this wealthy babysitter? Did she solve mysteries when she was not babysitting?
I assume she
had a
lives in a
business?
gutter now. I
Yeah.
assume we took her for everything she had.
It was actually her college fund.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. You
Wow.
don't need this anymore.
This is the exact amount for 4 years at the University of Wisconsin.
And it worked out perfectly.
And then you got the religious studies, so it's just really been paid back.
Yeah, I've just been finding God at every part of my life.
Was that the
Yeah.
poor babysitter? Now I feel
know.
bad
I've always
for the
wanted to
baby.
ask who she is, but I can't bring up the story without my parents crying, so I don't ask any details. I can't.
I'd be like,
I
say it
can't.
through the tears, motherfucker.
What was
me a
her
name.
name?
It would be impossible for me to not be at Thanksgiving full of our family and be like, tell it again, Papa.
I just I feel like she's working at Quick Trip still, and they garnish her wages every week. Still, half it goes to Asmus.
Dude, you should just wrap a seatbelt around your parents' throats and be
Yeah.
like, I'll let go when you tell me who it is.
she was. Because you know she wasn't with a company. She's just like the neighbor, probably.
Well,
or
yeah, let's
something.
be honest.
I don't even know how old. She might have been like a 15-year-old.
The
I actually don't know.
babysitter's parents probably got sued.
Probably. I don't know how old
It's kind of
she
like
was,
nobody
actually.
sues the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Dog bit my son, so I sued him.
We're going after you, Carmel.
Do you remember when you were 10 months old and you're like, no, the only thing I remember from my youth is from ages 1 to 4, no one lived next door. The house sat vacant for some reason.
Everyone always cried whenever I left the room, and they couldn't find me.
You were dead for 8 to 10 minutes.
That's what they say, yeah.
No
yeah.
near-death experience as a baby?
No, I don't know. I got no light or anything.
Do you watch those? Do you buy? You seem like somebody who would invest some time in
Oh,
near-death
like the
experience.
people who like see that they're like, I was above my body or something. My mom's obsessed with that shit. I don't pay any stock to it. No, I think they're just. I can't.
It's really.
Why would God only come right after you die? It makes no sense. He's like, oh, by the way, I was real. Why doesn't he come when we're alive?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Necrophilia.
I've never understood
Come
that.
on.
He's like, yeah. I know you're in your darkest moment, but I'll give you some hope right now. I can't. Where were you during the Holocaust, buddy? Like,
Well, where were you 5 minutes earlier while I was dying?
yeah,
That's
right.
The thing. It's
Why
like,
do I have to die to see you?
why don't you come back a little earlier
Yeah, right.
and
Exactly.
help out before you need this?
It makes no sense.
They all start very similar though, where you're like, I'd be curious about your mom.
But it's like but it's always the people who have it. They heard those stories, so your
Yes.
brain already knows what you're supposed to see.
They're buried in your subconscious.
So I don't believe it.
and then they all get so different. They just need, if there was one thing, because I'd love to believe in them.
I would love to.
My
believe in it.
YouTube algorithm. Are you scared to die?
Sometimes, but not that
Define
often.
sometimes.
Wait, I think can I? When things are going great, he is, and when they're not, he's not.
Yeah, and often
Are you
I'm
just
sad.
saying what I've said to you?
I'm just saying how
Are you
I
saying
feel.
what
I think,
you've said
I
to
think
me?
that's a pretty common one. I don't know. I think not really. No.
Okay.
80% of the time, no. Every once in a while.
Okay.
I
Like
get-
when you're alone and you actually think about it.
If I get yeah, right. When I slow down for a second and I'm not high, yeah, then maybe, yeah.
Do you ever meet
when
one
I'm high, I'm like, it's gonna be a fucking adventure, bro. That'll be sick.
You ever meet one of those people who's like, I'm not scared at all? You're like, God damn, man, you and your JUCO brain. You're not thinking about it at
I
all.
think they're the most scared, though. You
Yeah.
can't admit it at all. It's like if you say you're 100% straight, you're
like,
the biggest
"Come on."
fag of all time. Yeah. We can say it. That's a good thing. I meant it as a good thing. It's good to. I would love if I was gay. I would love that.
I agree with him.
I think I am a little gay, and that's great.
Yeah, you think?
Oh yeah,
Everyone has to be.
Yeah, I was 10%. Now I'm 15. I saw John Mayer in concert, so it's fluid. It goes up and
I
down.
know you're joking,
Yeah.
but is that real? Because I've seen John Mayer in concert.
I saw him. I literally-
that shifted me 7 to 9%.
I've seen him
for sure.
twice. He's amazing.
I have
He's
recently talked about
amazing.
this because of the floor. Robert Lowe is the host.
Robert
Now,
Lowe.
Don't be basic.
Stop.
Are we gonna do a? Okay.
I got a Masked Singer anecdote after this.
I'm gonna say Rob Lowe was in a movie called Youngblood
Okay.
a million years ago.
Okay.
Where he's a hockey player, and at one point he's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
he was a hot guy.
beautiful. He has
Yeah.
long hair, and then you go, his girlfriend comes on the screen. You're like, you know, you're a teenage boy, and you go, oh God, yeah, I would love to make out with her. And then he takes his shirt off, and you're like, choices.
Yeah,
So you
right,
don't
right.
know really for
No,
sure.
you don't. We don't have to act in it, but it's all in there.
Right.
It's all in there. I think that's beautiful.
Yep. Gender's a spectrum. Clip it. See you guys.
We solved it. Sorry.
Gender, sexuality. I should have gone with sexuality. Justin, cut this again. Sexuality's a spectrum. Clip it. Show's over.
Sigh, progressive icon. Standing up for the non-binary people of the world.
I think the skinnier I get, the gayer I should lean, because I think I'm edging towards, like, you know, I think the gay community.
you're like a Twink Bear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, guess
you don't
what?
see that often.
You are the greatest, and that's going to be for the rest of time.
Yeah, Twink Bear.
It's called a twonk. To be.
Twonk.
Hey, everybody, this is Chad Daniels, and you have landed in the middle of somewhere. Across from me, as always, is Twink Bear.
Twinkie the Bear.
I just
Is
feel
twonk a real term?
that's a one I've coined.
Oh, okay.
I think
like-
it's when you used to be a twink. You're a twonk.
Oh,
It's like a
that's
past
like a
tense.
past tense
Twonk.
of twink is twonk. I like that.
I just
Swim,
think
swim,
the
swim.
more specific looking you get, the better chance you have in the gay community.
yes, you can't be a
There's
normal
somebody-
average guy.
There's somebody for me out there. There's somebody like, I want somebody who looks like they're wisping away with an AIDS virus that I can't catch.
Do you guys have like gay fans who like are weird to you in DMs? Because gay guys go for it.
Why don't you tell us exactly what you mean by that?
Well, they like.
Let's hear a story.
I don't have a story, but there's the one guy who always messages me like, "Oh, I wish you." I'll be a picture of me in a swimsuit. He's like, I wish the swimsuit was off and stuff like that. He's just always, I wish you took those jeans off, like stuff like that. As if I'm gonna respond, yeah, man, come over and suck my cock. Yeah.
So he's
a huge fan. He goes to all my shows, and I'll shake my hand with him after the show, and he's just like, oh, okay, normal guy, but otherwise he's like sending me these fairly. No one sent me a picture, but it's very much like he wants me to ask.
I think he does want you to ask.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's asking.
Yeah, he is in a way.
Yeah, he's definitely in a way. You would make a terrible woman. I think you'd really struggle to see this. I think a lot of
because I don't know what people want from me.
No, I think most women would have told that story a little differently. They wouldn't have been like, I see him at shows, we shake hands. He's like, he likes my stuff, and then he's like, take that swimsuit off, and I'm like, maybe
you gotta pay $5.
This rascal.
Yeah, this story should be. And then I called the FBI, and they got involved.
It should have been. Then I blocked him, but I still want to sell tickets. And the guy, he always brings a couple friends, So I'm at the point we can't push people away quite.
Yeah,
this we're not. Somebody to tie down those broken wrists.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to make sure those building shows are full.
Yeah, right, exactly. Keokuk doesn't sell itself, folks.
I will say, my daughter and I went to Cape Cod, and wherever the Mayflower actually landed.
Yeah.
Plymouth
Rock.
Yeah, but I don't think it is. I think it's...
Oh, really?
Oh, are you one of these Plymouth Rock truthers?
Oh, Jesus. It's just what they told me.
Oh, do I have to call it Indigenous People Day now, Chad?
Did the Jews do Plymouth Rock?
Anyways.
Can we give thanks at Thanksgiving, or is that a problem for you?
Anyway, whatever town this is.
I thank the Lord for this empty continent he gave us. So bountiful, filled with everything we needed for advanced civilization. Sorry to interrupt.
I actually was thinking about ending on that.
No.
Show's over.
No,
Sorry, folks.
Finish
Ladies and gentlemen, see Geoff on the road in every midtown in America.
And every major city.
We'll run them across the screen right here.
I'm telling you, I got money on this guy being at the top real soon.
Oh, thank you.
I got money.
Thank you.
This
I have
is a part
fucking
of the
money
show.
on
Oh, you
it,
have?
Geoffrey.
Oh, I gotta do well. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
It's on your mortgage. Whitecomedian.com. That's my website. Go to whitecomedian.com. I bought it 10 years ago. It's finally paying off. That is true. It's amazing. Are we actually ending right there?
I think we should.
Oh,
I think we should
okay.
end
I think
right
that's good. Okay.
We care about
Thank you guys
you.
for having me. You guys
appreciate this.
What are you plugging? I want you guys to plug.
Oh, ourselves?
Yeah, that's it.
Go see them on the road.
Do it. Thank you.
Come on. No, guests never
says
plug the
that for
host.
me.
Yeah, come see me on the road at all those places I am.
Oh, no. Everyone got sad. Good night, folks.